I hear a lot of us out here talking about, I hear a lot of people talking about how they don't like being alone, or they don't enjoy their own company, and they want to be around people, or they think that they have to be around people. And there was a time myself where I was the same way. I did not like being by myself. Now, sometimes I did. There was some times where I did want to be by myself, but very few times. It was, I would get sick and tired of being around people. I would go for either, days or like a week or so where I would be staying down at my cousin's or going back and forth to friends' houses, because I used to be somebody that I would go to everybody's house. And I mean everybody's house. It wasn't just my cousin's house. It wasn't just like, I had many cousins. I used to go to my cousin Teddy's, my cousin Billy's, Steve's, David's, Darian's, Mars, Lovar's, and there's other people. I just can't name them off the top of my head, but I didn't want to be alone like that. But there was very few days where when I was alone, it was just to kind of get my mind and my thoughts together. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who are saying things like you're lonely and you don't like being by yourself, I know for me, I had to go through this thing where I was kind of forced to be by myself. When I got into my drug addiction, everybody started kind of staying away from me, because when I was high, people didn't want to be around me like that. And I can see why. I would act like a nutball. I was getting high on dope. I was getting high on heroin, and I just didn't care at all. I was out of control. I mean, I would act really, really nutty. Like, people have no idea how much of a nutball I used to be and how much I calmed down over the years. I was the guy that if you said, who is the most craziest outgoing guy in your group, I was that guy. When parties were going on, they were like, Nate, we need you here. That's the guy that I used to be, because I used to freestyle. I could freestyle like crazy. I mean, I couldn't rap fast like Eminem. I couldn't rap fast like Twista, but I could freestyle for hours at one time. And that's not a lie. I literally freestyled. There was a couple times where I freestyled for over an hour straight. I didn't stop for over an hour. That's how good my words were at one time. But ever since I had a concussion and it kind of messed my nerves up and stuff, it did something where I can't put words together as good as I used to. I don't know what it did. I got hit in the right hemisphere of my brain on the top part, the top right. I don't know what it did, but I can't correlate words like I used to. So, but anyway, I was that guy, and I know through drug addiction and a falling out with a few people because of stupid things I did. I won't lie. It's dumb things I did. But now that I look back on it, I'm glad. I'm glad I did these stupid things, even though they were stupid, because it caused me to be alone. And my drug addiction forced me to be by myself too, because nobody wanted to be around me. And another thing that caused me to be by myself was a concussion, was a hit to the head. Now listen, even though I complain about this hit to my head, and it was a very, very hard hit to my head, it really, really messed me up. I'm still messed up to this day. I still have problems because of it. But that concussion caused some kind of weird thing with me where I fell away from people. I looked at people differently, you know. I didn't want to be around people anymore because I looked at them different. It wasn't the same when I took this blow to my head, and I became obsessed with art and being creative and things like that. But I didn't catch on to that a little later on, that's what was going on. But anyway, I don't want to get into all that. I'm just saying here, this concussion made me go into a very lonely place too, because the concussion caused me to start doing pills and other painkillers, and I was experimenting with all kinds of drugs. I mean, any drug that I could get, I would do. I don't care. I didn't care what it was. If it was muscle relaxers, if it was Vicodin, if it was Oxycontin, oxycodone, I didn't care what it was. Tylenol 3, because I was having problems from when I got my head hit, and I was having things happen with me that I didn't understand. And there's still some things going on with my nerves and stuff that I don't understand to this day. I still got to go to the doctors. You know, I'm still going to the doctors for this stuff, even to this day. But I would tell people, if you're someone that doesn't fit in, and you're somebody that is alone and by yourself, you have got to start enjoying your own company. I'm not going to say you, I'm going to say whoever it is that wants to listen to this. I know for me, I started this habit of putting everything on myself, reflecting everything in my life back onto myself. And it was a very, very long process that I went through. I mean, this was years, you know, like a decade and a half it took for me to come to what I am right now. And it's I'm losing train of thought here because it sounds like someone was over here or something. But yeah, like, your solitude is one of the most important things that you have. You're going to come to this point where you're not even going to want to be around people like that. You're just going through this stage where some of you're still chasing. You're still chasing people. You're still chasing people, places, and things, and you're still looking for this approval. You're still in this rat race mentality, like you're missing out on something. See, this is what most people, because I know what I went through. I know what other people went through too, because I hear other people's stories, and it's very similar. I'm 37 years old, and I can tell you all that it is. We think that we're missing out on something. We think that there's something going on, that if we miss out, it's the end of the world. You know, we think everybody's doing something out there, but I'm not doing anything. You know, there's all these things going on that I'm missing out on, and I'm wasting my life away. It's not true. People are doing the same shit that you and I are doing every day. They wake up, they go to work, or they go to a bar and drink. They're around their friends. They go to clubs. They exercise. People are doing the same stuff. What do we think that we're missing out on? See, this is what the TVs and the movies and people that are famous and popular people, they talk to you as if there's things that they're doing that you can't do because you're not like them. You know, they have everything, they have things, and they have places to go and things to do. And look, I'm not gonna say that just be a normie, be a normal person, because I'm not a normal person. I'm abnormal. I sleep abnormally. I have abnormal dreams. I do things when I want to do them. I don't go by a set schedule. I don't have like a ritual thing that I do. The only thing that I would say is a ritual is when I wake up, I surrender in prayer to God. That's the only ritual I do, because it's something. That bell scared the shit out of me. That's something that I have to do and I want to do for myself, because it helps me to cope big time. And that's what I have to do. And I'm going to keep doing that. But I know that solitude and me being alone has been some of the best times of my life. I've been having some of the best days of my life alone. And I'll be honest, I'll be really honest with people. I'm just done with people. I don't want to really be around people. I don't mind doing videos and showing it to people so that other people can look at their own life and they can self-reflect on themselves and they can do what they have to do for themselves. But I'm not getting on these videos to be friends with people. I'm not doing these videos to get to know anyone or to collaborate with anyone or none of that. I'm not interested in that. I'm good how I am, and there's no need for me to get involved with others or to get involved with stupidity. I'm just not having it. There's no need for it. I'm good being by myself. I'm good what I'm doing. And that's why I do these videos, is because it's if other people are willing to eventually or sooner or later do this for themselves, then that's great. That's fine. I'll see you in the next life if there's something besides all of this stuff. But the thing that is hard to understand is the reason I say that I'm done with people. I know that I still have to be around people. I know that when I go to the store, I have to walk by people. I might have to say, hello, how are you? Or what, the regular small talk lingo, which I hate anyway, because it's a waste of time. I just don't have any time for stupidity. I don't have any time for drama. I don't have any time for dumb, stupid shit. I don't have any time for people comparing other people to other people and all the stuff that normal people talk about. And they're at a bar talking about the football game and who won and what the politics are doing. I don't give two shits about any of that stuff. None of that stuff at all. So the people that would come to my platform that are here, it's you got to realize this is it's always going to be, this platform is for loners. This platform, I'm not saying people that come here, I don't care who comes here, but what I'm talking about here is how to cope amongst ourselves, how to help ourselves, and it all comes down to us to do this. It has nothing to do with other people anymore. Like I said, I'm done with other people. I don't care what other people think anymore. It took me 37 years to get like this. You know, I come out here and do these videos because I want to get used to being around a few people, but you're not going to see me probably around groups of people like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But listen, people, it's like when it's you and another person, it's not too bad. But right when more than two people get together, that's when things start going absolutely awry and just completely stupefied, because you know that the one is going to be thinking, well, what is this one thinking about me? How should I act around this one? And it's like something George Carlin said. He said, when I'm with people one-on-one, it's like you can see the universe in their eyes. He said, I can see the universe in their eyes when I look at them. But then he said, when you get around more than two people, you know, it just becomes a shit show, because everybody's then trying to prove something to the next person, or they're doing something to seek approval or look like something. And that's when it just completely falls away. And I would rather it just be me anyway, but if I was around anybody, I would want it to just be one other person if I was around anyone, because I know how people are when it's just you and them. But right when, you know, a girl comes around two guys, both of the guys are fighting for her, and they're doing all this dumb shit, trying to show off and see who can tap the pussy, and, you know, who can get with her and all that shit. I don't care about that shit no more. You know, it's just something that it doesn't do anything for me. It's like I've left that realm of reality. I have left that worldview. If anything, I want it to be me and a girl by ourselves, like a down-ass chick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not looking, but if there would be, which it would be very hard to find nowadays, because a lot of these women, they're brainwashed anyway by the news and the agenda and what's popular and their parents and school. So there's going to be very few women that are willing to hook up and be friends and be sex partners, and then we do our thing, maybe go out bowling, have some fun, have some sex, and then it's see you later. You know, when the next time we get up, when you're in the mood and I'm in the mood, if I'm not in the mood and you're in the mood, well, you're gonna have to wait. And if you're not in the mood and I'm in the mood, then I'm gonna have to wait. And that's just how it is. And then if I didn't say it right, if she's not in the mood and I'm in the mood, I'm gonna have to wait. And if she's in the mood and I'm not in the mood, then she's gonna have to wait. I don't know, I got it mixed up, but you see what I'm saying. It's like a mutual understanding of each other. And there's very few people that know how to do this, because we're so brainwashed and conditioned with the way that the world has told us that we have to be, that we think that we got to get married and we have to have kids and we got to have the white picket fence and all this stuff. I'm going from that realm. I'm going from that reality. I'm completely, absolutely going from that. If you and I could be responsible, all we have to do is be responsible for ourselves. You know, if we have sex with each other and it's mutual, wear a condom and do it safe, and then go about your merry way. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's the way that we think about things today is just really stupid. It's really dumb. Like, we put ourselves in these situations for what? For who? Like, who are we? Who do we have anything to prove to while we're here? Life is so freaking short. We're going to be dead and gone before we even know it. We're watching these videos. You're watching my videos. I'm watching videos on YouTube. I'm out getting exercise. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm going to my doctor tomorrow to get my script. You know, I'm going to see my mom and be with her. And then it's like, this is going to be over very soon. So why am I going to waste my time on seeking what other people think that is right for me, or thinking, oh, well, I have to be under paper for another person. It's just absolute conformity. It's a conforming way of thinking because your family did it, or your mom and dad did it, or your grandparents did it, so you think you have to do it. Look, I'm not saying that there aren't some values to stick by. I'm not saying that there isn't some dignity to have as a person. You know, it's don't get me mistaken. I'm just saying, it even says it right in the word. It says, don't be too good and don't be too evil. You know, it's okay to be naughty. It's okay to get a little naughty. It's just, don't take it too far. You know, don't rape and kill anybody. Don't stab somebody to death. Don't strangle anybody. You know, if you smack somebody upside the head because they're acting stupid, or you know, if you kind of give somebody a smack or something because they're doing something they shouldn't be doing, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's don't be too much of something or too little of something. That's how easy it is here. If we could all just do that and be responsible for ourselves, then that's all we would really have to do. But see, we have something in our head where we think that we have to push things to the extreme. We think that we have to be better than, or we have to have more things than someone else. And all of these things that we have been taught and conditioned with, and most people out there, sorry to say, but they're still living under this. They're still living under the blanket of confirmation, conforming to things. They're still celebrating holidays. They're still doing what their family says to do. They're still going out and partying and drinking at bars and all this shit. You ain't gonna see me at any bar unless I was promoting my music and I had to go to some bar to do that. Yeah, I would do that because people are gonna be there anyway. But you're not gonna see me there drinking and acting a fool. It's just not gonna happen, because I realize that is all just a part of the society that I talk about that I want nothing to do with, you know? Because I see what it is. I know what it is. I have an understanding of this, and I want no parts of it. So basically, that's why I relate to the gospel and other things, mysticism and things like that, because my kingdom is not of this world. My kingdom is not here. Even if I talk about a refuge and I talk about planting seeds and having my own house and my own everything, because that's what I'm going for, and that's what I'm thinking of, and that's what I will do eventually. It's just going to take time. But my kingdom is not of this world. This world is already dead to me. All the things that are going on here, all the things people do, the way that they act, and the things they believe, and the ways that they go about doing things, I'm away from this. I'm done with it. And I am different. I am different, and I want to be different. And I like being a loner. I appreciate my solitude. I am thankful for my solitude. This is what I pray for every day. I pray for solitude. I pray for peace, clarity of mind, and joy. Those are the 4 things that I pray for every single day that I wake up, along with surrendering and being thankful for everything I have, because that is all that I need. I don't need anything else. I don't need to be around a bunch of other people acting a fool, doing a whole bunch of small talk. It doesn't do anything. It's a waste of time for me. And that's how it is. That's how it is. So if you're somebody that relates and you do similar things, then I guess you'll stick around, and I guess you'll stay here and you'll keep listening to my videos because you're living that way. You're living a similar way. But if I'm saying something that is off compass to what people are doing, well, maybe we need to take more of a look at ourselves. Maybe we need to take a look at, why do I do this? What do I keep doing to myself? Why do I keep feeling this way? What do I have to do because I feel this way? See, there's a time in our life where we're going to have to go through some shit to get out of the valley that we kind of got ourselves into because of all this bullshit that we were told and we were taught, and just on and on and on. And it took a long time, but I'm so glad I did it. I am so glad that I deconditioned myself from all this shit, because I'm free from it. I'm free from it. I'm not saying I'm free from everything, because there is no such thing as absolute freedom. But I am free to think for myself. I am free to say what I want to say. I am free to do anything I want and need to do, because I'm going to be responsible for myself. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I know when I'm pushing things too far or I'm not doing enough. I already know this. I've already learned my lesson from drug addiction, from disease, from doing things that I shouldn't have did, just a whole bunch of things. I've already learned my lesson, and that's what it is, and all of you out there that you just don't understand. A lot of us just don't understand why we are going through what we're going through, but we're really not going through anything. We just think that we're going through things. You see, we think that we're having all of these problems. We're really not. It's just something that we were told, that we believed when we were younger, and we're still believing them things. We're still going by the very things that got cemented in our heads, and we think that they're a problem. We think that there's a problem there. You have no problems. You have no problem, really. When you really, really think about it, the only problem that I would have is with my health, or with my the way that I feel physically, because the way that I feel physically affects my mental health. You see, I know now the only problem that I would have is the way that I feel with my physicality, and if I'm having something go on with my psyche that I can do something about now, because I know what it's doing now. I've learned what the mind is doing. I've learned through these depressions. I've learned through these hard times that I thought that I was going through. It was just thoughts. It was just thoughts and stuff. And I already talked to y'all about this, but it's almost like I might as well just bring it up again, because like I said, it's just a game of thought playing with us. A lot of this stuff is just thoughts that we are still thinking, that we've been thinking for years and years and years. And most people, they don't want to see this. They don't want to see that their thoughts are the problem, because they think that there's going to be nothing for them to live for outside of the confinements of society and the agenda and what's popular and what people approve of. And this is what people are going to follow. Most people are still going to follow this bullshit that's doing nothing for them. It's making them miserable. It's making them hate life. It's making them hate themselves. It's making them live a life that they don't want to live. It's making us do all kinds of stupid shit, yet we will not take the time to just stop and to get ourselves together. We're so busy doing stuff. We're so worried about what's going on in the world. And we don't realize that our lives are going to be over soon. We're going to be here and gone. Here and gone. Here and gone. I mean, do we think about this kind of stuff? I mean, because a lot of people were so blind to this that we will go almost our whole lives and say, damn, what was I doing? What was I thinking? How did time go this fast? And I wasted my entire life doing stupid, dumb shit for people that don't care about me, for people that they're not worth my time anyway, because most people are just, that's just how it is. It's a waste of time. Find a craft, find an art, find creativity. That is what I would tell anybody. Let that be your refuge. Let that be let that console you. Let that be let that be your everything. Because I know for me, that's what I fall back on, because it never tells me, it never talks back. It's, I am the one, doing what I have to do. I'm the one in control, and I know my control is a well-balanced control. See, other people don't know how to control a lot of the things that they do. They're out of control with a lot of stuff. And if we could all learn to control what we're doing and be in control of our craft and our art and our life, then that's when life will be better. But, I don't know. The world is, most people are going to just conform to the regular norms, and they're going to keep doing that. And hey, the best to them, but I'm not going to live that way. I know that my time is short here, and I don't have forever. So I want to make the best out of the time that I do have, and I will worry about when I get older, and if I get sick or something happens, I'll worry about it then. I'm not worrying about it now. There's no need to worry about it. It's stupid to worry about it. It's a waste of time worrying about it. It's a waste of time trying to get approval from people. It's a waste of time to, try to get people to recognize you and say, oh, look what I'm doing. Ain't I special? It's futile. It's a chasing of the wind. It's the rat race. It's the rat race that we're going on. And I know that. I'm not stupid. I know that this is a rat race, but I'm not in the chase no more. I'm out of the chase. I'm done fighting. That's why I surrendered to God again, because I'm done fighting. And that's what, even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't think there's a God, I'm telling you, a lot of our problem, we will not surrender unto this whole thing. We're still fighting every day. We're still searching for something. We're still, well, that's okay if you're searching for something in your life. But when you're searching for something to prove to other people, that's when you're not going to get nothing from it at all. But, that's what it is. I lost train of thought, so I'm not going to try to go back on the thought. See, that's an example right there for you. Other people would have said, oh, what was I saying? I got to remember what I was saying. Oh, man, that slipped my mind. I don't even do that anymore. I let it go because it doesn't matter. It wasn't meant to say. You just got to let it go and move on. That's the habit that I'm in too, is I didn't make no mistake. There is no such things as mistakes. The only mistake that we can make is if you were supposed to build a bridge that was 41 feet and 3 centimeters long, then that's how long you got to build the bridge. And if you build it 41.2 centimeters long, then you're fucked. You didn't build it right. But there's, in the art realm, in the how you talk about things, there is no such thing as mistakes. There is no such thing as failure. It's just experimentation, expression, talking about how you feel. But see, a lot of the ways that we feel is because the way that we think about things. And like I said again, if you change the way you think, you are what you think you are. If you go into a situation saying, I can do this, I'm gonna do this, then that's how you're gonna think about it. And if you tell yourself, I can't do this, I never done it, I don't see me ever doing that, then that's what you're gonna do. You're never gonna do it because you're gonna keep telling yourself that. And I even had people tell me this before, and it just didn't get through to my head. It just did not sink into my thick skull. I was hearing them, but I wasn't listening. I was hearing what they were saying, but I wasn't listening to what they were saying. It just, at that time, I was stupid. I was docile. I was gullible. I was going on the chase. I was on the chase. I was on the run. I was seeking all these things from other people, and it just kept going and going and going and going. And I never felt fulfilled. I always felt empty inside with things. And now I feel fulfilled with me being by myself and being alone in my own solitude. It is the best thing that I have ever experienced. You know, I know that I was talking about how I went through those depressions and stuff, and I was going through that because of deaths in my family, because I lost people that I cared for that I'm not going to see again. So that was most of why I was depressed. And there was other little reasons, because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was really happening. And then the other times was because I was trying to wean down on the medication I take, and that was getting me depressed too, because I'm used to taking it, and when you don't have it, those endorphins ain't there. So that's not my fault. I can't help that. But it's okay though. If that comes in the future, if I decide to wean off or do whatever, then I know what I'm gonna have to go through. I'm not stressing about this world no more. I just don't care what other people are doing. I don't care what other people think. People are pointless. People are a waste of time. People do not care about what you're doing. All this lingo with, we have to understand it is a two-way thing. Like, people in your spare time, they're not sitting and thinking about you all day long. They don't care. They're living their own lives. We have our own lives to live, every single one of us. Whoever's watching this video, you have your own life to live. Nobody's gonna live your life for you. Nobody's doing what you do, and they do not care what you're doing. You know, we got to get out of this like lovey-dovey, oh, everybody is a good person. Everybody cares for you. People want the best for you. Nah, I'm sorry to say, but that's not true. It's not true. And I got to be honest here. I wanted to say this about more people, but it's not true. And, even though I know that it's not true for a lot of the world, I still wish the best for them. I still say, have the best life you can have. Just keep your distance away from me. Don't start no shit with me. Don't do it, and I won't do nothing to you. It's that simple. If people don't do anything to me, I won't do anything to people. It's just like the verse I said with Matthew chapter 7. If you don't judge, you won't be judged. And I'm not judging other people. I just know how people are. I know how they are out there. And I have to discern that for myself so that I don't get caught up in some shit, because I've already been there and done it. I've already been there and done it all. I know I don't look like some tough guy or like I was in a gang or anything. You know, that's not the person I am. But, you know, I've been through some shit. I've been through a lot of dumb shit. You know, I got stuck up in the hood. I got robbed, you know, in fights, a whole bunch of stupid shit. And luckily, I never had nothing really bad happen. You know, because I was always fair with other people. Even though I did my little scumbag shit here and there, I was always fair with people. I always treated people how I would want to be treated, and I always kept these things in mind. So that's why, you know, I came to this point in my life to where I'm at, because I got my karma. Believe me, I got my karma. My karma came around, and I feel like I know better now. I know better now. And just a lot of people are not going to know better until they go through some shit, or they learn some shit, or they have something bad happen to them, or, you know, they smoke their whole lives and get lung cancer and say, oh, well, why didn't I stop smoking? I should have stopped smoking. You can stop smoking now. Stop smoking now so that you don't get cancer. Don't wait till you're older and you have to suffer for years. If you're an alcoholic, stop now. You know, if you want to drink a couple beers, you want to take a couple shots here and there, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're out of control, you see, it has to do with, are you in control or are you out of control as a person? That's what it has to do with. And most people in this world are out of control. If you come around more than you and another person, the situation is going to turn into something completely different. I know how humans are. I know how men are around women. I know how women are around men. I know how men are around men. I know how women are around women. I've been around every type of person. I've been in every type of situation. The only thing I haven't been a gang member, and I never been in jail before. And don't ask me how I never been in jail either, how I ducked jail. I really don't know. I guess I got lucky in that area. But yeah, it's, I don't even remember what I was saying at the beginning of the video, but yet again, it doesn't matter. It's just one day at a time. And that's my prayer every day. God, help me get through this day. That's all that I ask. And then when I wake up, I do it all over again. And I'm thinking different every day. I'm thinking, well, what can I do today that has never been done for myself, thinking wise? What kind of beat can I make today that I never made before? You know, it's just, and it ain't even the fact that it's so different. It's just getting hung up on things, getting stuck on old concepts and living by these labels and these categories. And I have to be this way for people. This thinking has got to stop in this world. This is most people's problem. They don't know how to unstick their mentality. And then we wonder why we keep doing the same shit. We wonder why we keep feeling the same way, because we keep thinking the same way about life. And I know for me, I'm not going to do that shit. I'm not going to do that shit. I finally, and it's so liberating when you know that you'll never be the same again. It's so liberating to lose your mind and to kind of see what knowledge will do for a lot of people. Knowledge is going to drive you insane. And some people are actually going through that process right now. Knowledge is driving you insane. This is the same thing Eckhart Tolle and all them guys, Osho, all these spiritual people, they all said they felt like they were losing their mind because they were becoming more intelligent. They were learning everything. They were willing to let go. They were willing to experience and say, look, I give up, I surrender. I know too much, so I'm losing my mind. It's the same thing that happened with me, and I haven't been the same since. A couple months ago, I broke loose from the old habits that I was getting in. And I can't explain it to people. It's just, I know that I have changed forever. I'm never going to be the same person. I just know that I know this time. It's just a knowing that you have. It's a knowing that's really hard. You can't explain it to other people. It's for each individual to find this out for themselves. I can't tell anybody how to do that. I only know what I'm doing. And all that I can wish for is that other people get to a point of serenity, solitude, peace, joy, wisdom, knowledge, eating healthy, living healthy, thinking healthy. That's all that. And I can't even see, I'm not even going to say that because that's not in my control. That's not in my control at all. And I caught on to this as I was doing my videos lately, is I'm telling people too much of what they're doing and stuff. I only know this for myself. I don't know this for anybody else. I have no idea what this is doing for anyone else or whatever. I'm in the blind, and it's not even that I'm doing that. I'm just willing to put out what it is that I'm doing for other people to see, so that I can be kind of my own living testimony unto myself. And if other people decide to do that in a similar manner, then that's completely up to them. I don't put any pressure on people, because this isn't about people for me anymore. This is about individuals. This is about individual people having their own individual solitude, their own individual art, their own individual craft. I don't want to collaborate with people, make friends with people, get to know anybody. I don't want to do none of that. I just do this for individual people. That's all that I do it for. And I think that's how it should be for every one of us. That's how I think it should be. I think it should be an individual world where each individual is doing their own individual thing, and quit trying to conform to all this bullshit, because it's all bullshit anyway. We're not getting nowhere. Let's stop chasing shit. The chase is over with me. The fight is done with me. I'm being what I am, and I'm enjoying what I am, and I'm loving what I am, and I'm cherishing what I am now while I have the time to do it. And I thank God that I have that time. Have I been through some really bad, horrible shit? Yes. Have I learned my lesson? Yes. Do I know a lot of things? Yes. Can I stumble just like the next person? Yes, and maybe that could happen, but see, I'm not thinking like that anymore. I'm not thinking that way. So if I'm not thinking that way, then more than likely, that's not going to come about, because I'm not thinking that way. But if I go back into that old way of thinking and them old habits, then that's the way that I'm going to be again. And see, I made up my mind. I said, I'm done with this. I'm done with this kind of habit way of thinking that I'm thinking. I'm just completely done with it. And I made up my mind. I made up my mind a couple months ago, and I surrendered again, and I said, God, take it all. I don't want it. I don't need it. It's unnecessary. I know what I learned from. I know better. I know what I got to do now. And that's all. That's all that matters, is my needs and the arts. That's all that matters to me anymore. So with that, I'm gonna let y'all go. Take care. I appreciate any support on the channel. Yeah. And I don't know if anybody has ever looked at my art below, any of the links. When you click on them links, my art is on a bunch of stuff. It's not just on the hats and the t-shirts. It's on clothes, it's on phones, it's on wallets, it's on notebooks. It's on a whole bunch of stuff. So, if you're looking for some really weird, colorful Sharpie art, I love my art. I absolutely love it. And I haven't really been messing with it too much lately. I won't lie to y'all. I haven't been messing with it too much because I put in a lot of work to put it up, but then I kind of stopped, you know? But, yeah, it's... And I have a lot more stuff. I have a lot more stuff that I need to upload and put onto shirts and stuff. And I have the, you know, drawings and stuff, but I just haven't been doing that lately. I haven't really been into that lately. And this is me being honest because it's almost like if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I really don't care. But what I'm saying is, I know that I have something different. I have something that nobody has. And that's the things that I'm telling myself all the time. And if we could only tell ourselves that every day, that I'm a different human being, I am unique, I am not like anybody else. And we're not. Every one of us, this is the crazy thing, and I'm going to end the video with this. Don't we realize that there is not another one of you and I? There will never be another you. There will never be another me. I am the most unique thing in the universe, including everything in the universe. This car's unique. This tree is unique. This ground is unique. Every grass blade on this ground and every leaf that I'm seeing right here is unique. There is not one that is the same. See, we need to start appreciating things more. If we start to appreciate, as I'm looking at these leaves and saying, every one of those leaves are different. They're a different shade, they're a different tone, they're a different texture, they're a different size. Every single grass blade right there is different. Every single tree that is providing oxygen for me is different. See, I'm sorry to say, y'all, I just hear a lot of us, and our problem is, see, there was some lady at a rehab that had to get on my shit so many times because I told her I'm not thankful for anything. I don't care, and I'm not thankful for nothing. And every time I would see this lady, she would tell me about what are 10 things you're grateful for. Tell me one. And I would do everything to get away from this woman. I'd do everything to get away from this woman. And then one night, I wrote down a couple things I was thankful for. And I started crying. I started weeping. And I seen her. And I said, thank you. See? Do you see that? I said, thank you. I was thankful that she kept getting on my shit to be thankful for something. Because I was an unthankful... I don't even want to say the words, but I was an ungrateful mother effer. And, you know, I just wasn't grateful. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I would say thank you for food. And I would, in my mind, I would say, oh, thank God for this food. But I really wasn't thankful and appreciative for the little things. And I hear most people out here, and they're not either. They're taking this shit for granted. They're taking the food they got for granted. They're taking the water they drink for granted. They're taking the homes they live in for granted. And look, I know this is going to suck to say this, but they even take their health and their jobs for granted. that they have the ability to go to a job and work and they have their health. And I know a lot of y'all are not going to want to hear that. And I understand you don't want to go to your job and shit. And I really didn't want to end a video like this, but I'm telling you this for a reason. Is I know you might not like your job and shit, and there might be something that you don't like doing that you have to do right now. But if you start being appreciative and thankful for the small things, and you start surrendering unto everything, your life is going to change forever. I'm telling you, your life's going to change. But a lot of us are not willing to do it. We're just not willing to do it. We're not willing to surrender. We're not willing to stop fighting and stop chasing and stop fighting ourselves. You see, that's what we're doing. Every day we wake up, we're fighting ourselves instead of just surrendering to it. Instead of just living life and dealing with shit when it comes. We all know what's coming. We all know we're going to get old. We all know we're going to die. We already know what's going on here. And you know, I'm not saying I don't have to complain about it too. And I know that you have to complain about it. You got to bitch about it. You got to talk about it. I understand that. But most of this stuff we could, in the meantime, we could think different about some things. You know, it doesn't have to be everything, but some things we can think different about, and it can change our perspective on all of this. That's all I'm saying to y'all. Because I care for my own perspective. You see, I care for my own views of life. I care for the way I'm living. So that's why I make these videos talking about it. Because if I didn't give a shit, then I wouldn't be making videos. Because I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care to tell anybody anything. I wouldn't care to let anybody know, you know, what goes on with me or what I did to help myself or anything. I wouldn't even do this. There would be no reason for me to do it. I could just talk to myself. I could come out here and talk to myself because I talk to myself anyway. I talk to myself every day. That's another thing that people think you're nuts and crazy. I don't care. I talk to myself all the time, and I love talking to myself. I love talking to myself. And I don't care. I don't care if people think I'm nuts and crazy. Whatever. You know, I'm going to keep doing what I got to do because that's what I got to do. So anyway, y'all, I'll let y'all go. Take care. Thanks for watching. Any support's appreciated. And if you want, like I said, check out my art. It's on a whole bunch of stuff. If you click on the item, you can go to a bunch of other items. So enjoy. Later.